Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today, this first part's gonna be probably not gonna be as good as when later in the video, at least audio wise, because I don't have my headset plugged in yet. Well, yeah. To say you've heard it, you read the title. It's villain RPG. It's RPG quirk deku. RPG villain quirk deku. I don't know the title yet. It's basically it's villain deku with an RPG quirk. Everything basically goes the same. He's bullied because he's essentially quirkless. At the time, at younger age, he didn't know how to upgrade his quirk. Basically, his quirk being RPG basically puts him into basically makes life an RPG game. What that does is basically you would see an interface on your basically makes you into an RPG game. Basically, you would see an interface on your face, not your face. When you're looking at your eye, your normal eyes. Not as good if you had a quirk enhancer, like a something that helps you with your quirk. You can't see it as well, but like a support quirk, like a support weapon or something like that, a support gadget. You can't see it as good if you were to have a support gadget. Out of your eyes, you see a bunch of bars. Those bars telling you how much strength you have in your body. Uh, how much energy you have. Energy is not stamina; they're different. Energy goes with quirks. Stamina goes with physical body. Then there's also hunger, thirst, and overall health. And it tells you, and yeah, and if he swipes down with one of his hands, like he does, like if you were in Sword Art Online, if you swipe down, it opens a menu. If he does that, he opens a menu for his quirk, and with his quirk, he can get more quirks. Like if he were to want to like a quirk which helps him produce flames, he can get one of those, but he has to upgrade his quirk more. His problem with this is he cannot become a no-mill because basically every quirk in existence, including the ones that were not genetic, were made in the lab and stuff like that. Any quirk that's ever been processed, any quirk he sees, any quirk has been acknowledged before he was born, and any quirk he sees that wasn't even known about before he was born, he can make or have. He also can also make his own. Remember that, because there's the customization tab, which he can make his own type of quirk. Or color our eyes, or customize his quirks. Like the aesthetic of his quirks. Now, for certain quirks like Flame, you can't do this. You have to have a skill point to do this. Other quirks like Flame, which the color changes the temperature and stuff like that. You have to do it a skill point and level up the quirk. Or buy another quirk like that one. But, yeah, I'm getting off topic. Let's continue. Basically, everyone's seen him. Has the most useless quirk in the class, since basically he doesn't know how to level up the quirk, and with his quirk, basically he can't do anything yet, making him so he's basically quirkless. So he's either some people call him quirkless, some people call him essentially quirkless. And the day that he does meet the sludge villain, meets All Might tells him no, he can't be a hero with essentially no quirk, or yeah, and that day he sees the fight going on he sees the sledge villain attack. He doesn't. Besides going that way home, he goes a different way, and doing this, he gets kidnapped by Tomura Shigaraki or Kiriki. When he gets there, you can see when they get there, you see when you get there, you can see a what's it called? He sees a bar, and he sees Tomoe Shigaraki. Shigaraki starts asking him about stuff. He doesn't look like Shigaraki realizes he's not phased by being kidnapped. He's basically by this time he essentially lost his nerve, or he doesn't give a crap out. He doesn't give a crap anymore. That's the reason why I didn't go help. That's the reason why I didn't go see what's going on with the fight over there, because he didn't care anymore. Now this is still like 11. No, this is still like 11 months before the entrance exam, so he has some time. But he decides to yeah. Shigaraki asks him about his quirk. He tells him everything he knows about how his quirk is like an RPG game. Basically puts him into an RPG game. He can do. He has the ability to level it up and get more quirks as it goes. And yeah, Shigaraki realizing how overpowered this is. It's essentially another all for one. He's basically another all for one. He can have every quirk in existence. He has to make his own. The only thing he can't do is give other people quirks, which he probably can by making his own quirk that could do that, or copying all for one's quirk that can do that. If he does have it, it'd probably be called give or take, which is literally give and take quirks. Yeah. Basically, he tells him his quirk. Then Shigaraki sees the potential in this, and you've already heard. And by this time, people have already heard about All Might. By this time, people have already heard about All Might planning on working at UA. It's got somehow someone in the school spoiled it for everyone because it was announced in the school that there were going to be people. It was already announced in the school that there were going to be someone who. It was already announced in the school that there was going to be someone who that there was going to be All Might come and be a teacher there. Yeah. But yeah, basically, for the next 11 months, he went missing. No, he didn't go missing. He just stopped showing up to school. Actually, no, he did go to school and everything. He decided after school he wouldn't show up till really late. His mother started getting suspicious. Then he told her he was just going to go out. He was doing something with one of his new friends. He still wrote in his notebooks because he was technically a villain. And all this information would help him a lot. And then after every time at school, he would physically train his body. Doing this is what leveled him up for the first time. The first level up. For his first level up, he got a quirk. His quirk was the ability to conduct flames, like Dobby. Particularly green flames. Now the green heat is hotter than Endeavor's. And I know blue Actually, no. Start. Say his first ever. Say he can duck yellow flames. Yellow flames. Yellow is the hottest. Yellow is the yellow. This is yellow is the yellow would be the coldest flame color. Now he can get this higher and higher up to the color of black. Black being the hottest color of them all. This also this being his main quirk flame. Now, this is hot. Now, yeah. He trains his quirk. Now another thing about this is there's two ways to upgrade. There's two ways to upgrade quirks. If quirk like this one you can upgrade. There's two ways to upgrade it. One by training the quirk, or two, by getting skill points leveling it up. But yeah, he physically trains the quirk to get it up to the color of round red. Now it goes now the colors. He gets the red in 10 months. It's in the first month he gets the yellow flame, and after 10 he gets the red. Now the color order so far, from what I know, which what I'm gonna do is it goes from yellow, orange, red, then it goes from blue, then it goes yellow, orange, red, pink, yellow, orange, pink, red, blue. Now I say green. And then I don't know what's going to be next. Probably white, then black. Or white, then gray, then black. Currently at red, so basically it's too big. Now there's two different shades of red. There's red and maroon. Actually no, after red is maroon. Maroon is Endeavor's quirk. Red is Todoroki's one. Basically Hell Flame is maroon. If you were to have each one to have a name, yellow would be Light Flame, orange would be. I don't know which one each one would be called, but Endeavor's quirk is Hell Flame, which is maroon, and Cremation is orange. Cremation is blue. He just has red. And he also got a couple level ups. From training his quirk. He got what he did by doing this. He got stage 1 telekinesis. It goes from what it goes is it goes from F. It goes from F class to D class to C class to A class to S class. He got F class telekinesis too, which basically he can only pull small light objects. His mom would be considered E class. His mom's would be considered an E class. Wait, no, D class. So she can move with small objects. It don't have to be light. It has to be small. So basically, she can move really heavy dumbbells and stuff like that. But that's what I think. She can just only move small objects. But I haven't watched the anime in a minute. But yeah. Yeah. Basically, he trains his quirk at the quirk exam. He doesn't do the same thing. What he does is he gets a lot. He still gets a crap ton of points. He gets a crap ton of points and saves Uraraka. But how he saves her is using his quirk. He jumps up and pushes all his flames out of his feet. He jumps up, starts pushing flames out of his feet, and then what he does is he gets up, he jumps up, pushes the pushes the flames out of his feet, and then he punches it. Then he propels himself forward with the flame. He punches it as hard as he could, sending the thing flying. Because what he did was he also pushed it away with flames after he punched it. And yeah, I'm gonna need to pause it for a minute. Quick cut. As I was saying, yeah, he punched it using his flames really easily. He jumped up with his flames, propelled himself, locked. He locked himself. He put himself flame into a fist, and he punched it as hard as he could, sending the bot flying. And as he's falling, he lands using a flame. Everyone up in the tower is surprised at how you can use flames like that. From everyone knows that most people think that only the family of an Todoroki. Todoroki family has the flame. Is known for the flame, the power of flames. But his quirk is an RPG quirk, and they look into it and see everything about it. And they think that his first quirk must have been conductor flames. Yeah. Yakuza thanks him. He doesn't really give a crap. And he walks away. Yeah. Basically, yeah. Next. Now, I know I probably should end this video. I want to end this video here, but I want to. I'm not. I also don't want to end this video here. I'll end it once I get you like 25 or something like that. Now, you continue training this quirk. All Might sees the boy he told can't not be a hero, doing so well with his quirk, and wonders what happened until the last 10 months that he can get that he got the flame. However, he used to flame his quirk. He didn't tell you what his quirk was. Now he's right into it, and he sees his quirk is one of the more powerful ones. Now in this, he didn't clean the beach. That wasn't his goal. Was to clean the beach. The beach is still dirty. So, yeah. During the time from the entrance exams to the day of the first day of his year at UA, he would have upgraded to D class telekinesis. Yeah, he has D class telekinesis, so basically he can do everything his mom can. With telekinesis, he can conduct small objects, nothing really too much bigger than nothing too much bigger than a book. I guess you pick like dumbbells and all that, because it doesn't matter how heavy they are, you can still move them. Yeah. Um, also got his flames from red to maroon, so, uh-huh. As the first day he walks into class, he walks in and he sees everyone arguing. Uraka walks in behind him and says, "Oh, you're the person who saves me, aren't you?" Yeah. And he walks past, Bakugo realizing that the person who's walked past him was Deku. Deku! He runs over and tries to punch him. Um, as as he's about to blow up Deku or Izuku Midoriya, Izuku surrounds himself in flames. Baku's surprised by this and get burnt. And he gets burned. Not enough to leave a scar like Todoroki's, but he gets burned by it. He falls over. He picks up, and as he does this, he falls on the ground. Bakugo falls on the ground. He picks up a book. If it's a pretty thick book. He picks it up and drops it on Bakugo's face. This Bakugo almost breaks Bakugo's nose. This is when Aizawa stands up and tells everyone to sit down, erasing their quirks. Funny thing is, when you erase the quirk, something funny happens. Everyone's quirk is erased besides Izuku Midoriya's. But actually, no. At the time, he was floating a water bottle next to him. He was using both his quirk at once. He was protecting himself and floating something. When he does, he erased the most recent quirk and didn't think about it. He erased the most recent quirk, which he was mating, which was the telekinesis, dropping the water bottle onto the ground, and the flames were still somewhat surrounding his body. At all times, he had flames on his like at all times he had some flames surrounding something on his body, protecting him on its weak points. Basically, what he got used to suppressing the one spot which he always thought was a weak point with his flames. It would always be like something sticking out. But this would also help him. This also would help him power up his flames and like get it started faster. Doing this would also waste his energy faster, but his energy is at like 300, maybe if not 400, which that's a long time. Um, Shota or Mr. Izawa realizes what he did and wonders what the hell. Everyone's wondering why there's still a flame part protecting him. Suki goes to sit down, wondering what everyone's staring at him for. Because he got so used to using this little ability he has that he just doesn't turn it off. And usually, if this were to happen, he would have turned it off so people wouldn't realize that he has technically has more than one quirk inside of him. But he was so used to using it, he forgot it was even there. Okay, everyone introduce yourself. By this time, he realized that his thing was due on because he was about to sit down to a desk. He turns it off. Okay, everyone introduced themselves. Everyone goes, and him, they're going down. They're going by down by line. Bakugo's and Bakugo's line would be last, or Deku's line would be last. Basically, Deku and Bakugo would be the last two. And when he asked, okay, you two, it's next. I'm Kakashi Bakugo. My quirk is explosion. Next, I'm Izuku Midoriya. Well, my quirk is hard to explain. My quirk is called RPG. I can explain. I can. Everyone else explained it besides Bakugo since his quirk basically can do this. Everyone explained their quirk, including Bakugo. My quirk basically gives me the ability to act like I'm in an RPG game. My body has the ability also can create its own quirks and add quirks myself, making it so my body would hold more than one quirk every time I add a quirk to myself, making it so your quirk, Mr. Izawa, wouldn't work on me in its full effect, since I can have more than one quirk. You can only erase one quirk per person. Or you could erase all my quirks if you were to use me as, or if you were to count me as more than one person, but that wouldn't work. As that would shorten your time, wouldn't it? And also that means you also be able to only be focused on me. But yeah, That's my quirk. He sits down. Everyone's surprised by this, and okay, everyone get their clothes on and just go into the freaking. Everyone get everything on and just go into the field. Everyone gets their outfits on and they'll walk out. Um, First one to throw, Bakuyo. Throw without a quirk. He throws it without a quirk. About 200, say about 23 yards. With his quirk, um, 100 and throws it with his quirk and it goes about 725 yards. I don't know if they count it by feet or yards. I'm counting it by yards. So say one Bak. Okay, now Zuki Midori. Throw it without your quirk, or test to see how much more power they put into each thing. He throws it without his quirk, and what it does is he lands. He throws it, and you know there was a fence in the end. In the anime, there was a fence, right? In the yards, there was a fence. He hits the fence. Actually, gets the ball stuck in the fence. The reason for doing this was one of his training exercises was to throw a baseball. Was to practice baseball, and throwing a base. He would also practice. I mean, he would practice being a pitcher, a catcher, and all that type of stuff. The throwing a baseball is natural to him. Now with your quirk, or you can, I bet you can go with all as many quirks as you have. He powers up his flame. He he pushes his flame back and he throws his flame as hard as he can. Then he starts using telekinesis. And he brings it back with telekinesis and he throws it with telekinesis, throwing as hard as he can. He gets this sense of flying and he shoots it with its flames and even farther, making this land about, let's say, 1,000 yards. Every other thing Deku dominates since with the running test he can literally he can move faster than he can move faster than Nita with his quirk with his flame quirk. With a physical strength test he can using telekinesis he can push the things together really fast and hard. He can do everything. He's just and also overly strong. Yeah, and All Might sees this. All Might looks like he's intrigued by this kid. I don't know if I don't know if I said or not that he can't take quirks. He can't get more quirks into his body, which he can. He can get more quirks into his body. Just it just makes it so that quirk, if you were to unlock it, and what it does is it adds that quirk to the RPG tab, making it so he can't use it until he unlocks it with the RPG thing. It makes it a lot of the quirks cost more than one skill point, but if he does get a quirk put into his body, he can only get a certain amount of quirks into his body, like quirks from the outside into his body. But basically, what it does is it makes it so the quirk that he wants it only costs one skill point. All my all my intrigued by this kid, but I'm gonna end the video off here. Hoping it's good. Mike's on mute the whole time. No, yeah, bye.